else to watch in the empty cargo bay except for the loadmaster and the 3 dozing PJs. Wally got to his feet. He curled a finger for LB to come over to him. LB mimicked the gesture in return. "No, you come over here." Wally upped the game, twirling his whole hand to insist LB cross to him. LB nudged Doc in the seat beside him, making Doc lift his head. LB shrugged as if to say to Doc, "Why can't he walk over here?" Doc, one of the oldest hands in the unit, along with LB, raised his eyes before closing them again, not amused by yet another match of wills between LB and Wally. LB barely heard himself say, "Okay." Standing to give himself room, he rotated his arm in circles as though waving to someone from a great distance. Tall, slender Wally slid on his sunglasses. He aimed a finger at LB across the cargo bay, then stabbed the digit straight down in front of him. "Come here." Covering the short distance across the deck, LB made a show of each shuffling stride. He didn't like standing with the 100-pound burden of his chute, medruck, body armor, and weapons. He had a tweaky back, the result of weighing 200 pounds and standing 5'9". He'd never done yoga, never stretched, and hated running. Instead, LB lifted weights and ate as much meat as the Air Force could provide. He collapsed weightily in a mesh seat. Wally followed every petulant move with the ovals of his reflecting shades. LB knocked the back of his helmet against the fuselage. He mouthed the word, "What?" Wally shouted, "I thought you'd like to know." "What?" "I'm getting married." LB gagged as much as laughed. He would have doubled over, but the ruck in his lap stopped him. "Is that what you were doing just now?" "Yes." "You asked Torres to marry you on the radio?" Torres was the director of the PRCC, the Personnel Recovery Coordination Center at Camp Lemonnier up in Djibouti. She was Latin pretty and Air Force smart. Torres sent the camp's guardian angels, pararescue jumpers called PJs, including LB, and their combat rescue officers, or CROs, like Wally, on missions. She and Wally had been doing touch-and-goes for a year now. "I'll do it again when we get back, but yes." "On your knee?" "All right." "And she said yes? Not screw you, you're in a plane?" Wally tried to wave him off. "Okay." LB pushed out of the mesh seat, struggling to his feet. He considered motioning to the loadmaster, a tall, lean boy in a green flight suit and headphones, but LB didn't know the airman's name and couldn't be sure he wouldn't be sympathetic to Wally. LB could wake young Jamie, but the kid would only clap Wally on the back because he was nice. Quincy, the giant, didn't care about much except cars, cattle, guns, and rescues. He wouldn't see the humor. Doc had a wife and 4 daughters back in Vegas, and a female dog. He could go either way depending on what kind of phone call he'd last gotten from home. LB grew almost frantic for an ally. Before he could decide what play to make, the loadmaster dragged his hand across the lined-up knees of 3 napping PJs, rousing them. Above the open cargo bay door, the scarlet ready light blazed, the 5-minute call. Wally, tall and effortlessly balanced, brushed past LB. The team formed up, facing the open sky. LB, the jumpmaster, shouldered his way to the front. Digging under Wally's skin would have to wait. LB stashed the urge and concentrated on the job at hand. Standing before the team, LB bent at the waist, right hand in front, palm up, and rotated his shoulders, the signal that he was giving the team their final report on the wind. He stood to shout over the noise in the bay. "Wind 7!" He held up 7 fingers. LB slashed his arm across his body, left to right, the sign for gusts. Again he shouted, "Gusting 10!" He held up all 10 fingers. He fingered the radio tucked in his web vest, made sure it was set to the team freak, depressed the push-to-talk button clipped to his chest, then pointed at Wally. "Juggler, you copy?" Wally's voice crackled in LB's earpiece. 5x5, how me?" 5x5. Each PJ made the same radio check. LB inched forward to peer down past the lowered gate. From this height, the rounded horizon made a gentle world, a green and manicured place. A new voice sizzled in LB's ear, right on time.